Jin reveals the identity of the mysterious woman who hugged Jungkook at his military discharge. Who is she really? One hug, captured on camera, has shaken public discourse and global fan communities. Who is the mysterious woman who hugged Jungkook at his military discharge? Wild speculation, emotional interpretations, and public opinion continue to pour in without pause. Now, Jin, the eldest member of BTS, has finally spoken up and broken the silence that had been filled only with assumptions. In his statement, both cautious and firm, Jin delivers a shocking confirmation that instead raises further questions. Was the woman really a family member? Or was she someone previously unknown to the public? The moment occurred quickly but was clearly captured. Jungkook had just completed his military service, and a crowd of fans and media awaited him. Amidst an atmosphere of pride and emotion, cameras caught a woman suddenly embracing Jungkook tightly. She didn't appear to be staff or military personnel, and Jungkook's expression seemed complex, a mix of relief and surprise. The event immediately became a trending topic, sparking countless theories, ranging from distant relatives to ex-girlfriends. When the media tried to confirm the woman's identity with HYB, the agency responded evasively. "We cannot comment on individuals outside the professional scope," said a HYB representative in a brief written statement. But the public wasn't satisfied. Pressure mounted from fans and investigative journalists, until finally, Jin, known for distancing himself from sensational issues, offered an explanation in a limited interview that only deepened the confusion. "She's not a stranger to us, but she's also not someone the public knows," said Jin plainly. That statement immediately opened a wider field of interpretation. Who is this woman? If she's not family, not HYB staff, and not a public figure, then her presence in such a crucial moment becomes even more suspicious. Jin even added, "I was surprised too when I saw her at the location. There was a decision made without us. That's disappointing." The word disappointing from Jin is not merely an emotional expression. In the context of BTS, known for its tightly controlled public narrative, such a statement implies behind-the-scenes tension. Many began linking Jin's remarks to possible loosened management control or even internal conflicts over who is allowed to be present during the members' personal moments. Some internal sources have stated that the woman is not part of Jungkook's immediate family. This further fuels speculation that the person may have an emotional connection to Jungkook unknown to the public. Among fans, theories of a possible special relationship gain traction. Yet many also expressed disappointment over how a single hug could trigger so many unverified rumors. In his statement, Jin also emphasized the need to respect the members' personal boundaries. "I want everyone to understand that not everything needs to be explained to the public, but if something happens in public, then we have the right to clarify," he stated firmly. This sentence hints that the woman's presence was not arranged or known in advance by the members, including Jin himself. Surprisingly, Jin also mentioned that he felt uncomfortable with how the woman's presence monopolized attention during Jungkook's discharge. "This is Jungkook's day, not a chance for someone to appear without permission. I won't let people's emotions be manipulated by something unclear," said Jin. His protective stance reflects how seriously he views the issue, even touching on the tension between privacy and media management. Following Jin's statement, fan reactions were split. Some supported him for voicing concerns long felt by many armies. Others felt Jin was too open about an issue that should have been left alone. But one thing is certain, Jin's words have opened a new chapter in the public discourse surrounding the line between an artist's private life and public consumption. As of now, the exact identity of the woman has not been officially revealed by Jungkook, his family, or HYB. However, Jin closed his statement with a warning. If things like this keep happening, there will be more misunderstandings and disrespect for important moments that should belong only to us. Jin's statement is not merely a clarification, but a reflection on how public attention has pierced the reasonable boundaries of a celebrity's life. That hug, initially seen as emotional and spontaneous, has now become a symbol of an unresolved narrative crisis. Who is that woman? And why was she there at Jungkook's most sacred moment? That question remains unanswered. But one thing is certain, Jin has spoken, and when the calmest member of BTS feels compelled to step in, the public has every right to ask, what's really behind that one hug? Jin's statement about the mysterious woman who hugged Jungkook at his military discharge has opened up a far more complex conversation than simply revealing an identity. The question now is no longer just who is she, but why did this happen? And more importantly, are we witnessing reality? Or are we being drawn into a narrative crafted for a specific agenda? This is a critical moment for the public to pause, analyze, and reflect. How confident are we in what we see on our screens? This phenomenon, sparked by a single emotional hug and escalating into widespread controversy across media platforms, must be examined more critically. Countless bits of information are circulating on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other online platforms. But how valid are they? Do we truly know the sources? Or are we merely consuming fragments of information carefully packaged to stir emotion and clicks? The fact that Jin had to personally intervene to clarify the situation indicates an internal dynamic that may not fully align with the public narrative. Yet, even Jin's statement leaves wide room for interpretation. He gave no name. He offered no relationship. He confirmed no status. Why? Is this to protect privacy? Or is it a communication strategy that deliberately lets the mystery evolve to keep public attention focused? On the other hand, we cannot deny that the public's reaction to this incident shows the immense power of visual media in shaping perception. One clip of a hug, without audio, without context, can spark waves of speculation, anger, sentiment, and conspiracy theories. But have we ever asked, how likely is it that this image was edited, manipulated, or cropped from a longer sequence with an entirely different meaning? If that hug was truly unplanned, why was there no security action? If it was spontaneous, how did the cameras capture it from such a perfect angle? And if Jin was unaware, who gave the woman access to approach a star like Jungkook under normally strict military conditions? These are important questions that any objective observer should ask. A more provocative question is, could this be part of a promotional strategy? The entertainment industry, as we know, is no stranger to using surprise and controversy to generate attention. With growing interest in BTS post-military service, was this moment designed to ensure their names remain in global conversations, even without new music releases? If true, we're facing a sophisticated form of media choreography, where public emotion becomes the main tool. But if not, then we are witnessing an invasion of privacy and misuse of information that could damage reputations, relationships, and even the mental health of the idols involved. So, as viewers, are we content to passively accept all information? We stress that the information we present comes from various open sources on social media: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and others. However, it must be noted that none of these sources can be validated as absolute fact without official confirmation from the involved parties. Therefore, we urge all readers not to take this information as absolute truth. Do you truly believe that social media is a reliable place to seek truth? Or are we victims of a hoax disguised in emotionally compelling narratives? In this context, Jin's mention of a decision not made by us feels especially disappointing. This statement doesn't just speak to this specific incident, but also to how the boundary between privacy and public consumption is becoming increasingly blurred. As cameras continue rolling and the world's attention focuses on their every move, is there still space for these artists to have lives not measured in likes and trending tags? We must begin asking, why are so many of us so quick to believe unverified narratives? Is it because we feel close to these idols? Or because we're used to stories that are dramatic and full of surprises? Don't we realize that reality is often less beautiful or exciting than the stories we wish were true? This isn't just about Jungkook and Jin. It's about how all of us participate in a system of information distribution that is fast, but not always accurate. It's about how the public isn't just a consumer, but also a spreader and shaper of narratives. So, the question returns to you. Do you really believe that Hug was authentic, or part of a larger, as